Congratulations on Paddington 2, Brendan. This was such a joyful, wholesome movie. It made me feel like a kid again, really.
Oh, good. You deserve it.
I wanted to ask, was it as much fun to make behind the scenes and as joyful as it looked like on the screen?
Fundamentally it was, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was always trying to be funnier, faster, funnier. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of work went into it. At the same time, it was quite a big operation. Mm-hmm. The kind of production values and all the rest of it are quite high. It's very unusual to get that kind of degree of sort of liberation where you can kind of really go for it in something that has to be so meticulously sorted out, for technical reasons and all the rest of it. But it was a lot of laughs, I have to say.
Brilliant. How familiar were you actually with Paddington Bear before you even started?
Not really that familiar, I have to be honest. I obviously would have known Paddington Bear, but I hadn't seen the first film until I got the script for the second one, and then I had a look, and that was it. It was easy decision to make after that. Mm-hmm.
Well, you must have loved it because you went on board and everything. When you first saw the script, I have to say your name in this, Knuckles McGinty, is absolute gas. Like, what was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, I kind of thought it could be either really good or really bad. But I know. I knew once I got into it. No, it's a lot of laughs. You gotta laugh at that. And then we started messing with the spelling of it and everything for the tattoo. So.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
In this film, your character is a chef, and I was wondering, are you a bit of a chef in reality?
Absolutely not. No. No, I'm not really. I get very impatient when I can't keep everything hot at the one time. Mm-hmm. That throws me. I'm always pretty good up to then, but if I'm trying to keep a couple of pots going at the one time, I kind of basically self-combust and become a very unpleasant sort of a host because I'm in such a temper. It's very bad. I'm not a good temperament.
Do you have
a bit like Knuckles, really? Yeah.
Do you have a specialty dish that you like to prepare? Whether it's
scrambled eggs,
just nice and simple in the morning, and morning, noon, or night.
Yeah, exactly. It's a catch-all. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't help but be struck when I saw this movie. I just find it so funny that your son Donal was in Goodbye Christopher Robin, which is all about Winnie the Pooh. So you're both in these movies about really famous literary bears. Was that something that was just purely coincidental, or did you two kind of...
It was very silly. Very silly that the two of us were doing kind of fictional bear movies at the same time. It doesn't really happen. It's just silly.
It wasn't planned in any
No,
way.
It wasn't planned in any of that. No. I wish you luck planning that one. Yeah. But no, it was fun. It was kind of odd.
Yeah.
And then he went on. He did a rabbit, so I've nothing to confront that with yet.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, another literary character.
I need another rabbit movie.
Brilliant.
Pretty soon. Yeah. No, it's just pure coincidence.
Speaking of you and your sons, all three of you had an amazing year. You had Mr. Mercedes as well as this film. He's had Star Wars. They were both in Mother. Brendan Gleeson as well was in Logan Lucky. Like, I know you probably hear this all the time, but what is it like in the Gleeson household, especially with you three being such busy actors?
Well, it's odd because we're usually not there. You know what I mean? We're all in sort of separate places.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good. It's a very precarious profession, and you're always glad when anybody's working, or if you know that there's a job coming up, you're always kind of glad that there's something on the horizon for whoever it is. So a lot of it is just staying busy. There's a lot of downtime on it. If you can go through periods where there are barren spells and there's no work coming in, and it's not very pleasant. So to have all of us working at the one time is great. Yeah, it's just you have to feel lucky in that regard because it doesn't happen for everybody all the time, and it doesn't happen for us all the time either. But so when it's going well, you have to appreciate it.
And I know the three of you have worked together in the past, and you also just completed a new short called Psychic.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, Rory wrote it. I asked Rory would he write something for the three of us. And Fergus, who's the other son, is doing the music for it. So it was a kind of a family affair, but it's something that I wanted to do. And it's based on this psychic who is kind of taken out of retirement and the two sons start to operate the web and start making, getting quite a big following. And he he goes on to national television, and the reporter is trying to basically expose him as a fraud. So that's where it starts, and it was Rory's brainchild. So for me to go and direct it was kind of interesting, because it wasn't something I'd always felt the only thing I'd direct would be something that I had kind of conceived myself. So finding something that wasn't really of my own volition really was a challenge. It was interesting, but we just finished shooting, and I'm in the edit now and hoping for the best.
Jeez, we're excited to see that one. And my very last question for you, Brendan, this is one we always like to ask, just, it's one just for fun. What are your 3 all-time favourite movies, just any that have inspired you over the years?
Let's see. I remember Bambi for a start. I remember Elephant Man. I remember Deliverance. There are 3 that I remember being profoundly kind of moved by in the early years. So they would be 3 that kind of would have been very formative for different reasons, obviously. I'll never forget John Hurt in Elephant Man, and your heart would break. And Deliverance was such an exposure of what sexual violence means, particularly for a man. I remember being completely blown away by it. And obviously Bambi gets you confronting grief at an earlier age than maybe you're prepared for, and I think that's a very interesting thing, in the sense that it prepares people for life in an odd way with just drawn characters. I always found that pretty amazing.
I think Bambi brings us nicely back as well to Paddington 2, which I hope will also be a family classic. So thanks so much, Brendan.
Thank you.
Thank you.